Numbers don't lie. That's the problem President Obama is facing. We've gone through a lot of the numbers of signups and the problems, and I want to bring John King in now, our chief national correspondent. He's out front. Numbers don't lie, of course, was the title of your op-ed today, John. You're talking about enrollment numbers for Obamacare and the president's poll numbers, which have taken a real hit. Obviously, disapproval rating now for the president, 54%. Approval is now below 40. The president says he does not care about polls. Really?
No. Now, look, he's trying to look past the polls, Aaron. He's trying to look past the polls where he says, I can get my mojo back. We can get my agenda back on track. At the moment, you know, he kept saying today, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect president. I'm not a perfect man. What he needs to try to get is to be productive again. And if you look at those poll numbers, that's what's causing the paralysis of his presidency right now. The Obamacare numbers themselves were abysmal. His approval rating is bad. And people have starting to lose faith in him personally. They don't trust him. They say that he wasn't honest about that. If you like your doctor or you like your plan, you can keep it. So the president's trying to turn it around. The question is, can he? And the early evidence is a huge question mark. Out in the country, as you've been noting throughout the program, can he make peace with those people who got the cancellation notices? Well, that depends in part on whether their state says, okay, let them reissue those policies. It also depends in part on whether when they get a letter from their insurance company, sure, you can keep it, do the rates go up and go up substantially? So that's the problem and the question out in the country. Here in Washington, a lot of Democrats still saying, no, sorry, Mr. President. Thank you for coming out today, but we still think Congress should do something. Your fix didn't go far enough. So politically, he did not stop the problem.
And I want to talk about insurers in a moment, but as you know, of course, it's not just about Republicans who, as John Boehner, Congressman Ellison pointed out earlier in the show, admits he still wants to get rid of Obamacare. It's Democrats too, and it's not just those in Congress that are angry with the president. Here is the guy who opened up the free-for-all against the president this week when he weighed in on letting people keep their health insurance. I don't need to say who he is. Everyone, you'll know it when I play it.
I personally believe, even if it takes a change in the law, the president should honor the commitment the federal government made to those people and let them keep what they got.
Why'd Bill Clinton do that?
Well, you know, he didn't say anything that President Obama doesn't agree with, but the fact that he did say it tells you a lot. You don't criticize a leader of your own party, even if you're a former president, when they have good high poll standing numbers. Remember, a lot of Republicans didn't like Medicare or Part D. Some Republicans didn't like the Iraq War. They kept their mouth shut during the Bush administration until the tide turned. When did the tide turn? When public opposition to Iraq went off the charts and when the Katrina moment happened and people started to think this president cannot run the government in a competent way. That is President Obama's challenge, Aaron. If people come to the conclusion he not only can't keep his promises, he can't get the government to do the most basic things, like have a website. Remember, he said this would be like buying an airline ticket. So some people see this as a potential Katrina moment. A very smart Democrat I talked to tonight said, let's keep it in the Democratic Party. He said, unless the president changes the tide quickly, this could be his energy shortage, a reference